There we go. We go. I believe we're go. Everything is showing we are a go. What's up, guys? You are in the game with DOC. Oh, yeah, what a beautiful night we've got tonight, and what a great guest I've got on, guys. I've got HUNTLAND HORNETS Eli Climer on deck right now to ask some questions. And, oh, yeah, you guys are going to get to watch it, guys. Let's jump right over to it. Eli, how are you doing tonight, young man?
I'm doing good. How are you, DOC?
Man, I'm doing lovely. Been a beautiful day, and I always am happy anytime I can bring a young man on. It's been a baller this season.
Yes, sir, for sure, for sure.
And Ethan, we absolutely are thrilled to be joined with a key leader of HUNTLAND HORNETS defense. This senior season, you were a force on the field, coming off of a season where you anchored the middle of the playoff contending field. You was the key in the middle of the field, no doubt, shutting it down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You spent your senior year playing inside linebacker and nose guard, which is really the quarterback of defense. How much pride do you take in being the guy responsible for making sure everyone is lined up and ready to fly?
You know, I take a lot of pride in it. During the middle of the season, a few of our good guys, captains, some of them got hurt, so I had to even take a bigger step to help out and take their role as well.
And when you had to step in, was you ready to step in? Was you already prepared for that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always ready, prepared. Always was prepared.
In the win against Lookout Valley, reports called your defensive effort heroic for limiting their run game. What was the vibe in the huddle during that game?
You know, just being a captain, showing everybody and telling everybody what we need to do to win this game. You know, Lookout Valley was an easy game, but we can't take any game as an easy game. You know, we had to step up and play our game.
Did you feel like you were in a special zone that night? Did you feel like it was clicking?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, for sure. You know, it was a big step for our season because, you know, it's an easy game. We knew it was going to come in being an easy game, but at the same time, like I said, we can't take it as it's an easy game. So I had to go out there and do my thing all night long.
Now, as a senior on the 2025-26 roster, how was your role as a leader evolved compared to when you were an underclassman?
Yes, sir. I had to step up, and you know, some of the underclassmen, you know, had to step up as well because we had a few players that got hurt. So, you know, I had to preach to them what they had to do, and I had to help them out and show them what they had to do.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. And being able to step up and into that leadership role is something that is difficult for some people, but for ballers, it seems to come kind of easy. Now, when you were preparing for the big district matchups, what is the number one thing you look for on a film when you were scouting the opposing offense?
You know, definitely the run game and guards pulling, and you know, offensive line. You know, just seeing how they play and how the running backs play. You know, because in 1A ball, there's a bunch of running. It's smash mouth football. You got to see what kind of plays they're running. Not everybody's going to run the same plays. Not everybody's going to run wing T. You got to find out like what they're running, and you got to watch their offensive line, especially playing inside linebacker, because that's what gets you to the ball.
No doubt, and it's like what I said when I started. Playing at that middle linebacker, that's the quarterback on the defensive side of the ball. And so I know watching film was critical for you to be able to study and know what was going on so you could keep everybody in place on the field because it is the quarterback on the defensive side of the ball. Do you have a go-to pregame meal or a specific song that has to be playing before you run out of the tunnel? Or is there some type of, you know, most athletes have something that they do almost every week and they've got to make sure they do it?
Yes, sir, for sure. So I don't really have a specific game day meal, but I like to listen to Christian music in the locker room. It gets me pumped knowing that God's beside me through the whole game, and it gets me pumped knowing that.
Very well said. Very well said. That's very impressive right there. That's why you're a first class athlete right there. And no doubt when you've got God in your corner, you've got an excellent man in your corner. That's no doubt. Who is the hardest hitter on the team besides yourself, of course?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Um, going to Huntland, I transferred from Franklin County. Going to Huntland, we had a 7-on-7 against Lincoln County, and like they were hitting in the 7-on-7. I knew that I was ready to play smash mouth football the second I stepped into Huntland because they're all hard hitters. But I got a few options. Grant Jernigan, the quarterback, he's a good safety. He's a smash mouth. When he plays safety, he's making sure to hit you low and he's gonna hit you hard. And then Fonzo Cabrera, running back, he's gonna lower his shoulder and he's gonna make sure to put you on your butt for sure. And then Jed Ashley, he got hurt. He was probably our hardest hitter. He got hurt, but that I definitely looked up to him a little bit too because he went out there and did his thing before he got hurt.
Oh, and it's always great that you can give the dues to those fellas. And I've known a lot of good quarterbacks that were actually great at the safety position, and they stepped over. And as a matter of fact, I know some that was great at a linebacker position too. Now, whenever you guys had a tough draw against a powerhouse in McKenzie during the first round of the playoffs, even though the result wasn't what you wanted, what did you learn about your team's toughness in that environment?
We played tough for sure. We played hard for sure. We went into that game, like I said, with like midseason. We had a bunch of injuries. Some of our best players, our quarterback, I mean, he played against McKenzie and he was still hurt. So it definitely showed that players are tough on our team and that they're going to do what they got to do to, try to win the game for sure.
Oh, for sure. And McKenzie has a powerhouse program. We played them last season. They're going to bring the funk. They're very well prepared. And guys, them guys have been doing that season in and season out. But the fact that you guys had the chance to play them this season was amazing because you know how y'all have turned it around. What do you believe the biggest thing was for you guys from this season compared to the following seasons that set that fire under you guys?
We have a bunch of guys on our team that we didn't have much seniors, but the seniors that we had, every senior stepped up. No matter if it was a senior that didn't play, he stepped up and he made sure to help everyone out, and everybody helped in their own way. And we had guys that going into midseason that that wanted to win more than ever because we beat Richland 21-7 and they made it into the second round playoffs. So we definitely had a good team and we definitely had a lot of toughness on the team.
No doubt you guys did. This is one of the best Huntland teams I'd seen in a long time, Eli. You played along guys like Jed Ashley, Grant Jernigan for years. How much did that chemistry help when you were in the middle of the close games and just need to look at each other to know what to do?
Like I said, I actually just transferred this year from Franklin County, but Grant and Jed, the second I walked into that building, they treated me like I was family, and they brought me along with the chemistry they've had for years, and I felt like I've been there forever, so that helped out a lot for sure.
Definitely helped. I mean, yes, definitely helped. And Franklin County's always got a tough program. That was a big game for us when I was playing against Franklin County. You mentioned Richland. In your wins over Richland and Moore County's always got a powerhouse program too. The defense really bowed its neck late in the games. Was there a specific moment this season where you felt like this defensive unit really found its identity?
Yes, sir. Definitely against Richland. We had 3 back-to-back stops against them, and I knew after that, coming into halftime, it was dreary. Like we could have lost. Honestly, we could have lost. Coming out of halftime, we got that stop. I knew that's when our defense was ready to play.
Yes, sir. And I've got to send a good shout out to Richland because them fellas have been hitting the weight room and the locker room a lot harder, and they've turned their program around. And I'm really excited to watch to see how they do. And you guys, no doubt, Huntland. You know that y'all had a couple of really tough seasons. Of course, you come in from Franklin County, which was a bigger school, but you know Huntland had struggled a little bit, and this was a big. Huntland's a tight knit community. Y'all have got a lot of great people in that community and that camaraderie ship. What was it like on Friday nights putting that helmet on and putting that gear on and know that you was playing for your town, you were playing for Huntland when you was on that field?
I'll tell you what, first game of the season, I remember walking out the locker room right before the game, just seeing how much people was there to support us. It was actually our jamboree game against Franklin County, and it was away. And we almost had more fans than they did, and it was an away game. And I knew like that was a family place, and I knew that this is the place I wanted to play, and this is the place where I wanted to be great.
Oh, and I'm quite sure they were happy to have you come there as well, and no doubt, because from what I've seen on film, Eli, you lit it up, and you've got several different offers. But if I'm not mistaken, you have already committed, or you have already signed with Bryant College this year. Is that correct?
That's my twin brother in baseball.
Okay. Eli signed
Yes.
with Bryan College. I got a thing here
Ethan.
saying,
Yeah,
I mean,
Ethan. Yes,
Ethan
sir.
signed with Bryan.
Yes, sir.
I've got a thing telling me that you had already signed with them right here.
That's my twin brother.
All right, but you've got some offers right now as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now, when are you going to make up your mind where you're going to go to college?
So actually right now I have 8 scholarships. I've narrowed it down a little bit. I've narrowed it down to 3. To the 3 colleges I like best. I've narrowed it down to those 3, and the commitment's coming very soon. Just trying to be patient and trust God.
Trust trust God is huge, and we've seen that from the quarterback from Indiana. He was yes, young man put his faith. And you've got 8 scholarship offers, guys. Do you realize that 8 scholarship offers at this day and time is huge? You have got to have been putting in work in the summer times and in the off time to be able to get that type. Don't just happen. Eli was a playmaker for the Huntland Hornets, guys, and he brought the funk. I listened and watched some of the games, and the announcers loved him because he was past that offensive line before you could blink, and then, it was, okay, I'll get sidetracked. During recruitment, wait, that was about jumped on. Huge congrats on a great season, but would you like for me to find what? I'll get sidetracked on you right there. My bad. I gotta find them right here, Ethan. Oh yeah, huge congrats on the big season this year, Ethan. Is there any tips that you can give younger athletes or any of the underclassmen that are coming up that are wanting to work hard and wanting to get a scholarship in college?
Can you say that again? It like glitched out a little bit.
Yes, sir. My bad. I lost my script for a second right there. I'm blind, y'all. Yes, sir. Is there anything that you could tell the underclassmen or the younger athletes that they need to be doing or need to be working on so that they can get offers in college, so that they can be ballers on the field and have that same dedication or have that chance to go to college? What can you tell them that'll put a fire under them and could help them the most?
The best advice I have for anyone out there that's underclassmen and younger is to start now. You don't have time to wait. You need to start as early as you can to start putting in the work, because it's going to determine how many offers and scholarships you get in the end.
No doubt. 8 scholarships. That's when do you feel like you're going to make up your mind to sign? And will you let me know when you do?
Yes, sir. I for sure will let you know. I don't know yet. It's very soon. I would say, between the end of February, sometime really soon, or the beginning of March. I will tell you the 3 schools that I've narrowed it down to. Number 1, Swanee. Great place, great campus. It's amazing up there. The environment. It's just like a family. It's kind of like Huntland. Like it's a crazy environment up there. Uh, number two, Bethel University in McKenzie. Great, also great place, great campus. Everything about it's like an amazing place. And then Culver Stockton. Everybody up there is great. Coach Tom Sally, he treats me like I'm family. Just everywhere, all them three schools, are great places, and I'll be making a decision very soon.
Without a doubt, each one of them are some great coaches. And I had the honor to actually talk or watch Swanee's coach. He was at MTSU for a while, and he is a really good coach. But those are all great schools to go to. You've got to have some smarts if you're going. What is your grade point average? Now that we say that.
A 3.4.
A 3.4, you 3.4. Oh yeah, Swanee is probably one of the smartest. It's like going to you got to have some brains to go to that school. I know a lot of offensive linemen that end up going there because I always say the offensive linemen are really smart, but so are the linebackers, and so are of course, your quarterbacks and your running backs. What was one of the biggest drills that you feel like helps on the defensive line or at the linebacker position the most?
I would say power clean and bench because you got to be able to get off. You got to be able to get off blocks at D line and inside linebacker, and that helps a lot with explosiveness. You need a lot of explosiveness to play both of them positions. So I would say power clean and bench is what helped me a lot. I wouldn't say any specific agility drill because I do a bunch of agility drills, but I would definitely say bench and power clean is what helped me a lot.
No doubt power cleans, and my brothers and them, they're big on it because that's getting that hands on them, and at the defensive spot you're wanting to be able to shuck or get that swim in on them. Now, what do you do in your off time when you're not at practice? What do you do to prepare, like in the off season? What are some of your biggest things, some of your biggest what do you do, more calisthenics, or you do more in the weight room, or do you do a mix of all of them?
I would say I'm a weight room guy and an agility guy. I go to the field quite a lot, and I do a bunch of agility and ladder drills and weight drills. And I go to the gym and I work out, do bench, power clean, squat, leg press, curls, all that kind of stuff. Is what's really helped me, achieve all this.
Footwork. I used to do a lot of bags and the ladder, and that footwork and that quickness just gets that motor memory down to where it just comes second nature. But the fact that you're putting in that extra work is what shows, and is what got you this chance to get your college paid for. That in itself is worth its weight in gold. One of the biggest things that my brother always tells his athletes is don't don't let football use you, or don't let any sport use you. You use that sport, and it's for that. It's for getting that scholarship and getting that paid for, and then hopefully going on into the next level after that as well. But if not, at least you've got your college paid for. And huge congratulations to you, Eli, and I thank you very much for coming on. When you get ready to sign, please let me know, because I would like to maybe try to make it over. If not, I for sure want to have you back on and just update everybody on where you decided to go to.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is there anything that you want to say to anybody, or is there anything that you would like to send to anybody you'd like to send a shout out to, or anything?
I want to shout out to my coach, Kermit Reed. He's helped me get to where I am right now. I wouldn't be where I am without him. If any kids are out there and they need somewhere to go play school and go play good ball, go to Huntland, because that's where the good ball's at. And then I want to shout out one of my best friends, Alfonso Cabrera, the running back. He's doing his thing and he's getting scholarships too, and I'm proud of him. And yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. A big shout out to all those guys, and y'all heard it. Now, I do want to say we do got some people on here, and I didn't see them if they popped in on my We've got some messages that have come in. If you guys has got any questions that you would like to ask right now, I want to thank you, Castillo, Foxy, One Day at a Time, Sharpful, Valdez. I thank all you guys for coming in and watching us right here. There's more, I'm sure, on Eli. I'm getting my chats down. But if any of these guys has got any questions, I can't see them popping in on my thing. But I'm working on that. I'm working on that. Maybe the
Yes,
next
sir.
time when I have you on, we can take the time and answer some questions from everybody. But once again, Eli, I thank you very much for joining me. And I look forward to talking to you again here in a couple of months.
Yes, sir. Thank you, DOC.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. That's Eli Climer in the game with DOC right there, baby. Yeah. What about that, guys? That's Eli. Eli has got 8 offers, guys. 8 offers. He played for the Huntland Hornets. He moved in there from Franklin County. And I'm really excited to be able to see where he decides to go to college at. He is fast. He is strong. The games, as a matter of fact, let's watch this highlight that I'd shared on.
What's up, guys? It's DOC. We watching number 8, Eli Climer for the Huntland Hornets. Make a huge tackle. I had to slow it down for you. He's so fast, guys. Number 53, Brandon Flanagan. Help get a hand on him as we watch this one more time. Look at that. Oh, he's fast, guys. Eli Climer comes up with a big tackle. Now watch. Brandon Flanagan comes up, gives him some dap right there. Great job. Let's watch him one more time. Look how fast this young man is. He's playing nose guard. Remember that. Blows through the gap. He's in on the running back so fast, guys, you can't even blink. Here it is one more time. Let me slow it down for you guys. Look how fast this guy is. He's in on him and done made the tackle just as the handoff was taking place right there. Great job, Eli. Yeah, young man, fast, ain't he, guys? Great job, Eli Climer and the Huntland Hornets. They ranked number 9 in 1A.
Yeah, that's Eli Climer right there, baby. He was fast, and man, I thank you very much for coming on, Eli. Guys, I'm looking over here. I'm getting my chats down. I do want to be able to interact with y'all. I'm just new to the live stream. However, I am getting it down, and I thank all of y'all for taking the time to join me tonight. If I didn't see them right here, I will see them, and I will get back and answer you. I'm going to work it out to where that you can ask the athletes and coaches questions when they come on, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put a good live show together for us, and hey, you've got to be able to interact. And you guys are who I do it for, and it's for the athletes and the coaches. And I know you may have questions for some of these guys when they come on. And oh yeah, I want to let you ask them to them. I saw some things in the comments I didn't like right there. Guys, keep it straight in these comments. These are real athletes that work very hard to get to where they at. And if I've got them on my show, you can believe they are ballers. Oh yeah, I've got Knight Wilson coming up this week. I've also got franchise Giles County Bobcats starting quarterback coming on tomorrow night. I'm excited about that one. Oh yeah. We got a lot lined up for you guys. Watch for me when I go live. I'm not sure what my schedule is like, but I will start sharing my schedule so you will know when I'm going live. And I will get my comments down. And like I said, any of you guys that's got my number, you can always call when I'm on the show and ask any question that you want. And you will be on the show with me. Oh yeah, it's DOC, baby. And that was Eli Climer in the game with DOC, baby. We getting it down, y'all. Oh yeah, we getting it down. What about that, y'all? Yeah.